Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I got Joseph Perez, who competes at RUF 52, February 25th, over at the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. If you recognize him, that is because I believe you were the opening bout to RUF 51 in December, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And walked away with a third round submission, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And okay, so real quick to set things up very nicely, when I first learned about you, I got to see a nice little video of some backyard something or other, and you took full out with the head kick. So instantly a fan of yours, being Head Kick Audio here. Now, your first fight, that was your first MMA fight, but you got jiu-jitsu competitions, you got some Muay Thai already in the bag, but that was your first actual MMA fight. And if that was a test, that you passed with flying colors. Okay, RUF 51 was special. There was only 6 fights on the card, but every single fighter, not just fight, but every single fighter delivered, yourself included. You walked away with the W, so let's talk about that first, right? How did it feel to go in there, you know, your first time as an MMA fighter and walk away with a submission victory when I'm pretty sure everybody was just expecting you to strike?
Yeah, that's what makes it so much sweeter. Because I got a strike for 2.5 rounds, and then when we got to the ground, I was able to use some jiu-jitsu, and yeah, ultimately that night was just so awesome. Having my teammate win and just the atmosphere and everything, just to end the year, going to Christmas off a high note. The highs off of fighting is like, it's unreal. You can't explain it. Like victories, and especially like good victories that you feel like you did good. You know, there's always room to improve on every single fight, but ones where you feel like that last one, it's awesome. And the way it happened is even better.
For sure. And it's tough to like watch the tape and be like, okay, where did I fuck up? You know what I mean? Where do I need to fix the areas? The one area I would say is don't throw naked kicks, but then you submitted the full. You know what I mean? And no offense to the opponent. He was great. He did very well himself, and he was tough. He was tough, man. He took everything and the kitchen sink. Ultimately, he catches the kick and finds himself tapping out shortly after. So incredible fight. If you haven't been able to go watch RUF 51, find a way to do so, please. I promise you, not from start to finish, that card was my favorite card ever. Okay. Nice. And I'm not biased just because I'm a commentator. That card was absolutely sick, and you were a huge part of that. I think you really set the tone for the rest of the fights. Now, you're competing on the first card for RUF of the year. So you get the last and the first, which is pretty awesome. You get Justin Musgrove, who's got some high-level experience in the RUF cage himself. He last competed, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, against Adrian Galindo, a sick jiu-jitsu guy that fought in our cage. So what does Musgrove do well that we got to watch out for?
I've honestly only watched a little bit of his last fight, and just kind of a little clips of it. But what I saw was he's a southpaw, so that's nothing new. My first fight I fought a southpaw, but you know, just be preparing for a southpaw. If he switches orthodox, whatever. But other than that, I kind of just grazed over it, so I'll have to take another look. So I can't really tell you what exactly the game plan is, but definitely like to stand up like this last guy, and if it goes to the ground, then we'll be ready for the ground as well.
Well, I'll tell you what. Looking at your opponent, you're pretty much getting the same thing. You're getting a dog fight. Justin Musgrove is a warrior. He's a guy that likes to go out there and find out who's better, like really who is better. So I couldn't think of a better opponent for you in your second fight because, man, you are good everywhere. And you're going to get another test in Justin Musgrove. He's a very, very talented fighter. He comes to fight, so the fans can expect another burner. Now, talk to me about training camp. You're still over with Tim Welsh over at whatever the acronym is. Go ahead and lay it on.
Yeah, TW, BJJ, and MMA.
There you go. Yeah, see, that's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to me about camp. Who's getting you prep for this one?
Yeah, so all three of our coaches, Courtney, Jakar, and Tim, as well as Sugar Sean's been watching our sparrings a lot, and like giving us pointers and stuff. So those three and Sean a little bit, but the main dudes kind of focused that are fighting, you know, Danny and Jimmy, and my brother will be fighting a Muay Thai fight the day before. So it's good when you have people around you that are also fighting because we're all going hard. You know, the extra treadmill work, the extra jogging, the extra whatever, strength and conditioning, and then actually pushing each other at the practices. It's so much better when someone else has that same goal as they're fighting in a certain day. So it's been going really good. We've added also another few classes like boxing classes and kickboxing classes. So I've gotten a lot of different. I've added a lot more different things, like a lot more bag work, a lot more pad work into this camp. So I'm feeling really, really excited.
Okay, and here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand during the training camp. When they say, "Oh, I've got some training partners. Oh, I've got my brother who's also got a fight that same weekend." What they don't understand is it's not just, you know, the sparring where you guys push each other. It's also while you're on the treadmill, while you're out on a jog. You know what I mean? These little things that you have to do in between the sparring and the hard workouts where they're just as big a part of it as they are with the sparring. You know what I mean? If you start to fall behind, they can tell you as to get back up where they're at. You know what I mean? If you're moving slow, they're going to tell you, "Hey, come on, pick up the pace. Let's go, let's go." So it's not just the sparring that I think real good training partners come in to play. It's also in those little like types of workouts that you have to do in between, right?
Yeah, 100%. You hit on the head. The accountability is what it is. So like you said, if I'm out there half-assing it, they're you can't half-ass it because the coaches are watching and then your teammates are watching you. So it's holding each other accountable and making sure we're getting those extra cardio days in and extra things in because at the end of the day, when we get in there, you know, we want to be in the best shape. So it's important.
Well, 100%. And you have a very, very high level corner who, I mean, I don't know where Sean's at in his negotiations, but he was supposed to fight for a title. So, I mean, you guys are working with some really good crew over there. Now, are they ever worried because you guys are so young in your careers at this stage of overtraining, or are they just no, get in the rounds, get in the workouts, get in everything?
Um, they haven't said too much about it, but if you if you were to ask them and whatnot, they would definitely have good answers. Like, because Tim and Sean take their health and all that very seriously. So if you listen to their podcasts or that, or if you were to ask Jakar or Courtney, hey, should I kind of chill, maybe do this instead of that, they would definitely help you out with that. But in terms of like overtraining, they've never really mentioned it or anything like that.
I think it's probably, if I had to guess, right? If I got to throw a guess out there, I'm thinking they're probably seeing what type of fighter are you going to be? Are you the one that, you know, comes in and gives it your all for a year? And then, you know, you kind of tail off, or, I mean, really fighting, you're either all in or you're all out. It's very, very difficult in this sport to make it and do things half-ass. It's very difficult to do it, you know, on a part-time basis up here. You know what I mean? It can be part-time because a lot of us, we gotta, you know, still bring in money, you know, especially at the amateur level, we gotta hold jobs. But you know, it's up here. If you're not up here 100% in, you know, all in, then it's very difficult to find some sort of success. I mean, I'm sure people have done it in the past. It's just very, very, very uncommon, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. This is a serious game. Like every time you get in the cage, it can alter your life in a good way, bad way, maybe a little way. But every single time you get in there, it can alter your life. So like, why not work out as hard as you can to prepare for this fight and go with good coaches, go with good training partners, and do your own research, watch fights outside of it, watch the UFC on the weekends, do those types of things, and like watch your sparring, see where your mistakes are, because at the end of the day, like when you get in there, it's so serious. Like it's not a joke. The energy, everything. So I think some people kind of are naive to that. Because my first Muay Thai fight, I was kind of naive to that because my backyard fight was like 10 seconds, and I thought, oh, I could just head kick everyone. But then I learned quickly that like it's not going to be like that. And you're gonna have to go rounds. You're gonna have to set up things. You're gonna have to. There's so much more than just power, and you think you can just do those types of things.
Well, and another question I have for you is, do you ever worry that your opponent is outworking you?
Honestly, no. No, I don't think anyone's outworking me now. So I think how much work I put in and how much like the little things that I do, I think is what's gonna separate me, and when it's gonna start separating me as we see these fights progress. And yeah, ultimately I think it's the little things. I'm not gonna say all the little things I do, but yeah, I think it's
One of the things that stood out to me when I did our little pre-fight interview in the arena before you came out to fight was you were so calm and so relaxed, but your corner said, we're not worried about it. He's the hardest worker in the room. A lot of coaches say that. Okay. A lot of coaches say that, but it was the way that they said it. You know what I mean? It's completely different to just say something and be earnest about it. When you're earnest about it, when you're honest about something that you say, it comes with a different tone. You know
mhm.
what I mean? There's body language that comes with that. And their body language was a direct representation of what they felt and what they meant. I believe from what they are telling me, you are the hardest worker in the room. And it showed in your fight. That was a nasty ass fight. Okay. That was as gritty as you get in a debut. You did not crumble. You did not cower. You did not hide. You came head on every single time with him. And I'm blown away at your performance, my mans.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. That's awesome to hear. I didn't know that they said that, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff to improve on from that fight too. Like but yeah, it's a good first fight. Good thing to get it out of the way. The first fight is kind of like the adrenaline dump and all that, and it's a lot to take in at first. So I'm really excited for this one because I've had quite what now 3 fights in the backyard, so 4 fights, and then some jiu-jitsu competitions. So I'm starting to like rack up my experience, and I'm excited. And like this camp, I kind of explained earlier, I've added on a lot more different things like bag work and pad work, like hard bag work, hard pad work, to where my muscles are gonna feel like they're just gonna be a little different when I'm swinging hard. Because that last fight I was swinging for the fences on a lot of those punches, and training, you're not sparring like that. You don't spar for the fences, but that's where like the bag work and the pad work, hitting the pads hard, hitting the bag hard, like refining those little muscles, and that's why I'm excited for this next one.
Well, again, you got a dog in front of you. You got Justin Musgrove, who is, like I said, a very talented fighter. I think one of his biggest attributes is his heart, which you need. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? If you don't have the heart for this, bye, Felicia. You know what I'm saying? Get
Yeah,
out of here.
100%.
It's not going to work out for you. So real quick, I know we kind of glossed over in the introduction, but for the people that are watching this that may not know, maybe they're learning about you for the first time. Again, go find RUF 51. Not only does he set the tone for the entire night, but the whole card is badass. Okay, but how did you get into MMA?
So it started during quarantine actually. So my neighbor would come over and watch the UFC fights, and that was all that was on during quarantine because most sports were shut down. And my brother and I would just go to his house and work out. And then one day we're like, why don't we get some pads? And we went. I remember it like it was yesterday. We went to Dick's Sporting Goods, got this pad set, got gloves. And then we started hitting pads, and then continue to watch the UFC fights. And then we're like, I want to do that. Both of us kind of had the same mindset, and we joined Tim's gym. I joined March of 2021, I believe. Um, and then that's where it started. Then I just gradually kept working. And yeah, and then my first MMA fight was December 10th of 2022. And a little further background is I did a Korean martial arts called Hwarang-do. That was when I was about 6 years old till about 12. And that was like my first ever martial arts. And you can kind of see that in some of my techniques. And then with that same instructor, I still go to train with him on Fridays. We go to his academy, my very first instructor, and he helps us with different techniques that you wouldn't really get from like a normal MMA kickboxing gym, more of like the Taekwondo type kicks.
Well, we know how spectacular your kicks are, so definitely got to thank Coach for that. But so you're telling me there is background with martial arts, but from when you were younger.
Yeah, yeah, way younger. So I
Why did we?
stopped at 12. I
Yeah, why
stopped
did we
at
stop?
12. I kind of was more into team sports like football, basketball. So football was really my first love from like a very little kid. So I played football all the way up until junior college. So that was like my main focus kind of. And when that stopped, it was because of quarantine. And then that's what then the quarantine, watch the fights, got inspired by that, then kind of transferred over.
Do you think being inspired by football and playing football, do you think it's helped with your MMA?
Oh yeah, 100%. If I have a kid, or if someone asked me if they had a kid, I would say do all the different sports because all the sports help each other. So certain things in football help in MMA, like maybe my explosiveness in this area or this way, maybe my footwork. Um, but I think all the sports kind of like back off each other and help each other a lot. So yeah, I think football 100% helped me in my MMA career so far.
Well, and it's pretty incredible because it sounds like there was a break. You got into team sports, so that kind of just like took a far back burner. It doesn't sound like you were practicing, and then all of a sudden, you know, the fire ignites. Hey, I'm gonna do MMA, and you're just that good.
Thank you.
Like it is ridiculous how like I don't think you appreciate how good you really are. And I'm not trying to cradle the balls because you're a rough fighter. No. Had I seen this fight anywhere, I'd have been like, that is one bad dude right there. That is one bad mother flower that we need to get to fight for rough. That is what I would be saying. But the just the whole thing, man, the whole fight was just I mean, not only was it a war, but you showed so much more that you don't even see in the UFC. You know what I mean? You don't see in Bellator. You don't see in one championship. You know what I mean? And that was your first MMA fight. Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to me. And this is what people have to worry about. This is what the 170s, the 155s, wherever you end up as a pro, this is what they have to worry about. A guy who just said, hey, this shit, yeah, let's get some ads. Let's just start doing this shit. And then bam, is just that good. I don't think that it's all just you. I think what football also helped you with, okay, is being coachable. I think you are a very, very coachable young fighter, and I think that has a lot to do with your success. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. Definitely. Especially when I have the coaches that I have, like their pedigree. I mean, you can't not listen to them when they talk. You know what I mean? Jakar, UFC, Courtney, UFC, Tim. He had a great pro career, and then he's coaching the best UFC striker right now, number one bantamweight. Like when they talk, you got to listen. And you're right. You hit it. It goes all the way back to maybe even my parenting, just being the lessons they taught me, and then team sports and learning being coachable, and then yeah, it all translates over.
100%. And I'm telling you, that is a scary fucking thought. See, if I'm watching this interview, or if I watch your fight, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we need to stay the fuck away. Let's think about 45 and 35 because I don't think he can make that. That's where my head goes, right? I'm
Yeah,
like,
no way.
get as or you know what? I don't think he's gonna fight at heavyweight, so we'll just go there. You know what I mean? It's that mind-boggling how good you are, and I'm truly blessed because I get to call your second fight, and I am so looking forward to this one. And again, you got a great opponent in Musgrove. That just spices it up that much more. I didn't know much about you going into your fight, but now I know. You know what I mean? You got to have your eyes glued to this fight. So February 25th over at the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Get your tickets from this man here or get the pay-per-view. He'll have a fighter code. Are they just going with last name?
They haven't posted me yet. They just kind of posted the story. I just reposted it like 30 minutes ago. So I think it'll be all capitals Perez. Say it again.
I said we're just that on it. We're that quick.
Oh yeah.
What was your last code? Because they'll probably just use the same one.
Yeah, all capitals Perez, Perez, and that's important to all the people out there supporting me because a lot of you didn't put the code, and it helps me get a percentage of the tickets. So definitely do it.
Let's help line this man's pockets, guys. Trust me, you are going to walk away from this going, man, can I pay again? Can I just give him more money? Because I'm telling you, he is going to put on a show. That is just a fact. That is just a fact. Now, two things before I let you go. Okay, two things. On February 25th, when the ref raises your hand and Dave Velvet announces you as the winner, I would like to know how you are going to celebrate with that victory meal.
The victory meal. So usually we get the last few fights we've gotten. I think it's been pizza. Danny has this cool pizza place. I kind of forgot the name, and then we get ice cream at Novel, something like that. It has donuts on the outside. It's kind of hot, and then the ice cream on the inside, and that's cold. So it's top tier in downtown Phoenix.
I don't know if you can see me rubbing this chunk down here, man, but that just got me all kinds of fucking hot and bothered.
After the fight, you have to go try it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with pizza, and you can't go wrong with donuts and ice cream. Come on, I mean, you're my guy with the head kicks. You're my guy with the fucking badass fights. And now you're my guy with the food.
Yes, sir.
Damn. Perez is just my guy, I guess.
Yes, sir.
You know, that is an awesome victory meal, 100%. And you don't have to go with these extravagance. No, man, I love pizza.
Yeah, just as simple. And honestly, after the fights, your chest is, well, at least my last one and my first one, my chest was on fire. So like you don't really, you enjoy the food, but it's just like food. You know what I mean?
Just fuel, get it in me.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. And then I'm gonna sneak one more in there, right? How active do you want to be this year, man?
Yeah. Very, very active. So pray to God I'm healthy. Most of my fights and go with little to no damage. And then I want to be extremely active.
So you think you want to get maybe 3-4 fights in?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes because it's a fight game, but if I could even get more, like five fights would be cool.
Man, you right here, man. Right here. You're my guy. You're my guy.
Yes, sir. You're my guy too.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love fighters that want to stay active. It's really important this early in your career to keep that activity so that you remember what everything feels like when you get in there. Because the farther between fights, the less familiar you are with that type of situation. And if you're off even by a split second, we all know that the lights could go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So definitely excited about your outlook on activity, because that's like I said, I think it's really important. And of course, we'll go ahead and end with this. Before I let my guests go, I give them as much time as they'd like to thank coaches, sponsors, training partners, whatever, man. Just go ahead and take the floor.
Okay, cool. Thank you to all my teammates at TW for supporting me and helping me get better every day. And then thank you to my mom and dad for supporting me and the rest of my family and friends. Appreciate you guys, and thank you for the support for this upcoming fight. I know you guys are gonna be there, and appreciate you guys.
See, this is where it gets ridiculous because my man should be sponsored already. So if you are interested in supporting this man's journey, you can contact him. Hell, you can contact me. Okay, I will help him connect with sponsors. Okay, this kid is that good. This kid is the future of the fight game, and I think it's ridiculous that y'all haven't reached out yet. So make sure you go and do that, please. At Headkick Audio, if you don't know where to find me. Okay.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna be looking for sponsors. I'll be posting something soon, like very soon, the next few days.
All right. Well, I will look forward to that, and of course, I'll blast it on social media as well.
Appreciate you.
It was a pleasure to have you on the show again. February 25th over at the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. I think $45 gets you in the door. I mean, that's not bad. I spend $200 at a hockey game. So MMA is more affordable, ladies and gentlemen. So go get your tickets or get your pay-per-view. Use the code Perez. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. If it updates, I'll just edit the damn post when this thing comes out. But yeah, February 25th, RUF 52. Very much looking forward to calling your fight again. It's going to be my absolute pleasure, and I'm ready, man. I am fucking ready.
Me too. Thank you so much for helping me on. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the reposts and everything. You're helping me out a lot. Thank you.
100%. It's what I do. All right. Anything you'd like to get out into the universe?
No, just get those tickets. It's going to be an exciting fight.
I couldn't agree more. Until next time.